Today, what we hope to kind of get to was a tour of the mobile apps in kvCORE. So this will be less of a kind of next level strategy and more of just a demo and just a reminder of some of what the mobile apps can do. This is something that I almost never use for some reason. I'm not very active selling, but I imagine some of you guys who are using kvCORE heavily day in and day out are using the app. So if you see me kind of forget things, features as we go through the tour today, remind me. And also for those of you who aren't using the app a lot, just let this be kind of a nice reminder for you. And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, just share the link or tag somebody at your office if they want to get this tour going. So Annalisa, where should we start with this mobile app tour? I'm going to get rid of this screen here.
Yeah, I was thinking about this when we were preparing today, and just so everybody knows, I just dropped a link into the chat and to Facebook and to our visitors via the Next Level webinar for the app articles. So those will be at your fingertips. But I was thinking we really need to look, at some basics first. Like, first of all, like, how do I set up my notifications so the app tells me things?
Mm-hmm.
How do I manually add a contact on the go? How do I filter listings on my app? I think those are really three big ones that are super helpful if you're just starting out in the app and want just to be able to learn some navigation. What do you think?
Great. Yeah, let's do it. Let's turn on those notifications. I'm trying to get this bigger, but I don't seem to be able to. So sorry for you. It's in the middle of the screen, guys. Hopefully it looks okay.
Well, and if you're on Zoom right now, you can do your view options and zoom your view into. If you're on Facebook, you may need to use the Zoom there after it's recorded. Just kind of throwing that out.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and tap that little hamburger at the top left. So everybody, I didn't even know it was called a hamburger until Ryan called it that. But basically, that's those three lines. I am too. That's those three lines at the very top left of your app. And when you tap that, you're going to see all of this information land here, like some settings, marketing, autopilot. And there's some really cool details within. Now, if you want the system to tell you items, you can actually go in to your setup, like your settings.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to enable you to allow push notifications. So if you're using apps like Facebook or Zillow, or not Zillow, but LinkedIn, those types of things that apprise you when certain actions are taken or responses are had, this is what you need to set up, because this is going to replace the system texting you and actually give you a push notification via the app onto your phone. So you'll have a little notification come up at the top of your phone.
I'm having trouble finding my notifications while we're mirroring, so I'm not going to do that. But it looks like you need to go into your settings on your Android or iPhone and turn on notifications, right?
Right. You turn on notifications. You toggle that little guy on.
Yeah.
There's like a little toggle, and then you're set. And this is going to apprise you of, new leads, responses, behaviorals, what have you. You can also adjust what the system watches for you within behaviorals on your desktop. I'm not sure if you can adjust behaviorals completely in the system. I don't believe so. So you are going to have to go into your desktop to adjust what the system is seeking. But the cool thing about this is you can access the whole desktop app via your Android or iTunes app for kvCORE.
Just so by tapping on. Go to the website, or by tapping inside?
No, tap on the hamburger at the top left, and then tap on switch to web version.
Oh, cool.
And this opens up the entire enchilada.
Cool. And I'll probably
kvCORE.
Oh, I am logged in. Great. Yeah.
Yep.
So if I wanted to go to marketing autopilot, I could.
Yep. So this gives you all of the goodies that you can possibly think of that may not be within the app yet. The app is very thorough and has a lot of great information in it, but it's, a work in progress. But this is where you can actually go in and get into some really finite details. If you want to double check your behaviorals and then see what you're going to be notified of, which is that section you just scrolled past.
Yeah, it's going a little fast. There we go.
Yeah. So this is where you would adjust that. What do I want the system to tell me? And that's how you can adjust if you're apprised of that. And also if your contacts are sent these behaviorals. So these are all super handy.
And these are sent via notifications inside the app?
Right. So this is going to tell you so this is twofold. Your behavior one is going to react and respond to your contacts behaviors online, whether they visited a property so many times, come back after being gone 2 weeks or more. Also, when you have these on and you have your notifications configured, the system will also tell you when these actions happen, just like they will on your activity stream. So it's just another way of keeping apprised of what's popping.
But the push notifications happen for those?
They should.
Yeah, they do. I think I
believe.
remember.
Yeah.
I gotta get this on in a bit, but yeah, you're gonna go to your device settings, turn on alerts for kvCORE. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, get out of here. Well, this is what happens when you got somebody's phone streaming live. Okay, I got a notification, and that's what kvCORE will do. It'll notify you too. I'll go ahead and say that I do enjoy. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, of course you do. We love Xander and his team.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a really big one, I think, for just people to be aware of, making sure you get those push notifications set up, make sure you check your behaviorals so you are in the know of what's happening. Also, I think we should look at the listing tab.
Okay. So hamburger again?
Well, actually, you're going to close your hamburger. So click outside of it.
Stop eating my hamburger. Okay.
Yeah, put it down. And then you can click. So at the bottom, you have all sorts of little menus. You've got inbox, contacts, listings, dialer, and tasks.
Yeah.
If you tap on listings, you'll see there's like a little quick menu that says all listings or my listings.
Yeah.
If you want to see all company listings, you're going to tap on the filter at the top right. And this is where you can say, well, I only want to see my listings, only my team listings, only my agency listings, or all of the listings. So this gives you the ability to get a little more finite in that search as well. And this is just like how you're going to filter listings on your desktop.
So if you're out in the field, most MLSs have apps now, but you could actually search the MLS from here.
Mm-hmm.
If you needed to find in a pinch, you needed to find information about a specific property, you could
absolutely
find it here. Okay, cool. So I toggled that to just agency listings. Let's do that again.
Mm-hmm.
And do I need to update the results? It wants an area.
Yeah, you're gonna have to define where you're pulling them from.
Okay. I wonder how the draw on map looks on
mobile.
Yeah, let's try that out.
You got to have some good finger control, right? You got to be able to get in there.
Yeah. So right now, this is I'm able to use my mouse because
You're fancy like that.
Yeah, because I'm doing
a tornado happening, or what's going on there?
Yeah, hurricane? Tornado.
Okay. But you can get the idea. You can actually create an area to have something defined by drawing on a map or defining a particular area, zip code, city, just like you would within the desktop.
Yeah, I don't know why this isn't loading, but it could just be my internet. You can see up there is really low. I don't know what's going on, but
yeah.
There's a kid getting a little too active in Fortnite in there. I'm trying to get rid of that on my phone here.
I don't know if you have enough tabs open.
Yeah, let's try to unload my phone.
And that's probably like a minimal amount for you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make my phone go quicker. But anyway, the listings would show up here once we filter them. Yeah. Yes,
and then if you're looking at listings, and let's say you find a list of listings or a few listings you want to send folks on results, we may want to exit this and come back into it so we get some results there.
Something going on.
It's almost there, I think. But what you'll be able to do is actually tap on the listings that you want to send to folks.
Right.
And then you'll be able to click on more or tap on more and email them to a tag or text to a tag. You can also email and or text directly from that dashboard.
Yeah, I don't know how much this has to do with me using this mirroring software right now.
I have a feeling it's the mirror because I've run into that myself using a mirror.
But that's where the listings, so you can interact with listings is the bottom line straight from the app and do a lot with them and send them to people and things like that.
Yep, and you can also open up the listings like you would in your own desktop, and you'll be able to you'll see all of the MLS information pulled in from the MLS by kvCORE into your app, and you'll
Yep.
see a listing overview, amenities, general features, and then you can tap on open listing at the bottom and it's going to open up to your website so you can read more about it. There's also a little plus sign on a particular listing that allows you to send email, send a text message, boost, add to favorites, so you can save it for someone onto their timeline, create a squeeze page for it, post to Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and so forth. So there's all sorts of stuff there.
So most of what you can do from kvCORE on the desktop, you can do from here, from the mobile.
Yep. So if you're on the fly, you've got everything you need basically.
So you could do a listing of the day, social post.
Mhm.
That's cool. Yeah, just when you're hanging out on your phone, having your coffee in the morning, you do the listing of the day, but you do it straight from here.
Exactly. It's the same idea when you're sorting your contacts. So you've got your menu across the bottom.
Yep.
And you can tap into contacts and it's going to say my contacts, statuses, saved filters, and so forth. So you have different viewpoints that you can utilize here.
I'm noticing something really interesting that I never knew about. Not to cut you off, but this is pulling in my phone contact list.
It's synced with, do you have your Google synced?
Yeah, I guess so. Yep.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
I never noticed it on the main kvCORE app, but maybe I just didn't notice, there.
Right. Well, there's a lot that happens.
Yeah. Very cool.
And then it also carries the color coding over from the desktop. So you have your purples, your blues, your greens, depending on the status. That helps as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be the mirroring app.
Yeah, that's what it is. Wow. I poked around in here. I thought I was very well prepared. I'm gonna just look real quick.
Well, we can't plan for that.
Let's see.
Oh, so someone will call him Mike anonymously. Said, cool, I can spam my ex-girlfriends. Mike, I mean, whoever you are. No, don't do it.
Yeah.
But you have all sorts of abilities to get into tools here. And I'm so sorry that the mirroring is kind of snagging us up here. But it's a similar thing where you can choose multiple types of contacts and send them a similar message, either a text or an email, or pull a template in and send that as well.
Right. It doesn't want to render the timeline, the middle part here. I'm able to see the whole profile. You should be able to see the whole timeline, any tasks connected to the contact.
Mm-hmm. And then you can see an overall view if we tap on the inbox at the bottom left.
Okay.
This is where you're going to see an overall information of who texted you last, what activity has been happening on my site. So your activity stream is right in here. That's on great. That middle column. And then you have your notifications on that right-hand column.
All right, so this is activity. This is my notifications.
Mm-hmm.
I can toggle specifically different types of activity.
Right, so it's kind of like that scope picker on your activity stream.
Yeah,
where you can see questions asked, showing requests, who's viewed what, and things like that.
Great. Guys, let us know. I'm almost sure this is the mirror, but if you're having any issues with these screens, I'm assuming you can see stuff there because we would know about it, but just let us know.
Oh, it's funny. Mike just said that, funny story, he imported all of his databases from Google and phones, iPhone, LinkedIn, and he actually did spam his ex-girlfriend.
There you go.
Lesson learned, everyone. Don't become a statistic like Mike and accidentally do that. The other thing you can do is you can use our mobile dialer, which is super cool. So this is why Ryan and I are speaking about smart CRM filters and hashtags and things of that nature, why it's really important to think about how you're categorizing folks and how you can put them into like buckets. So you can send out customized newsletters, create a customized dialer list if you want to call on something specific and so forth. It's always going to show you your overdue calls or tasks that are needed to be completed. And then it's going to say today's calls, and then it's going to tell you about what's happened with your new leads, activity stream. Do you want to dial by hashtag? And do you want to look at a dialing summary?
Bear with me.
Now, someone's saying that it's not allowing your email to log in. If you're experiencing an issue where you're not able to log into the app, please be sure to either email support@insiderealestate.com, so support@insiderealestate.com, or chat with them and let them know what you're experiencing so they can take a look. Make sure to include the make, model, and version of your phone. So like the software version.
Cool. I was just kind of learning how to use the drawing feature.
It's on the mirroring app. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, I would say as you're building your different types of filters in on your smart CRM, you can kind of think how those relate to doing a mobile dialer list while you're like waiting at an open house. Or maybe you're waiting in the car while your kid's in a dentist appointment. You can kind of plan your day like, all right, well, while they're doing that, I'm going to be out here making some calls, and just pull up your dialer list.
Great. So you would click here and then you can start dialing
Mhm.
direct from here. Again, whatever this is, I'll talk to Xander, but it must be this software. I'll have to find a new mirror, but it's not
I'm
opening.
Pretty sure it is, because I'm following along on my own app while we're doing this, and mine's opening up like butter. So I think it's just the mirror.
Yeah.
Some other things to be aware of when you're using the dialer itself, you're going to be using your cell number
Yeah.
as that dialer number when you're using the mobile device. If you're going to use the dialer via the desktop, that uses the smart number associated with you.
Where do I use the dialer in the desktop?
When you open up the dialer for the desktop, you can open up and just what you would do is you would grab your list, like your filtered list.
Yep. Are you noticing a totally new look here?
I am.
It'll be live next week, guys. I was doing some videos about it, but we'll go filtered list here.
Yeah, so you just grab your list.
Yeah.
And then you would just go to the first one, like open up the first contact, and then you would dial out.
Where?
I haven't been there yet, so you bear with me here. But there should be a dial, like a call out. It should be within like more.
There we go.
Yeah, I can't see your screen.
There we go.
I
had
there
my
it is.
collapse.
I was like, I know it's there. Where did it go?
New call right here.
Yeah.
So what you're
click.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're trying to show people is that on the desktop, it'll call my phone and connect me, but on the actual app, it'll call out from my phone.
Right. Now, if you're on desktop and you want to advance to the next one, let's say you've gone in here, you've logged your call. So you're going to click log call if it was inbound or outbound, some notes and so forth, because that accounts for accountability settings. You can also schedule future calls. But if you close that, you see at the top right where it says next, that's where you would go to your next dial out on desktop.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the app now.
And Bob's saying, even though the mobile's number not in kvCORE, the activity still logs in kvCORE for that contact. What will have to happen, Bob, and anybody else using the mobile dialer, is you have to make sure you note that contact for the system to know you completed the action. That's why it's important to indicate inbound or outbound. So if I'm Bob's contact and I call him, he would log it as an inbound call. This is what we talked about, move on. If he called me, it'd be an outbound call, log the call, move on. So it's super important that when you're looking at accountability, you're making sure the system knows these things are tracked, that you follow through with completing the actions. And Mike's saying, can I force the desktop version to text from my cell number? You cannot. The desktop version, it's imperative that the smart number is the conduit for any in and outbound texts, as well as dialer activity or smart number custom text codes, because that is the glue that holds all that sticky information in the desktop. You can't use your cell number as a outbound dialer via desktop.
But on the app, it's already connected to your phone, so it kind of knows.
It knows it's going to use your cell number, but you still have to use, just like you would on the desktop, of completing the tasks with inbound, outbound, were they contacted, not contacted, are you going to add some notes, etc.
Gotcha. So if I click my overdue calls, I can click dial now.
Yep.
I don't know who this person is, so.
Fun. All right.
I won't call them.
Yeah, but it'll give you a countdown, and then so you're like prepared, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So all of a sudden it's like 2 seconds and you're like, wait, huh? What? Hello, hello,
So I go here and then I click dial now. And it'll start to
And
dial us both.
yeah. So the system, if you're calling from your desktop, the system will call your cell phone and attempt to connect you with the contact. If you're on your mobile device, the system will use your phone to outbound dial to that cell or whoever you're calling.
Got it.
Yep. Now, someone's saying, well, what if it's not a scheduled call? It's just impromptu, like somebody called me or I called them. You can open up the contacts timeline in the desktop or the app and just tap on the outbound call and make the call right there.
Yeah, that's what's not showing up here because of the mirror.
Yeah, I think it's the little plus sign.
Actually, I clicked on the number and it let me do it.
Yeah.
So you can just call straight from there. Cool.
So those are some nice little tips on kind of navigation, getting used to using it and knowing how easy it is to run your business from your phone that day if you have to.
Great.
Yeah.
So
Now, go ahead.
Yeah, what are we going to do next? I was clicking on tasks here.
That's exactly where I was headed. So
Yep.
get out of my head, Hartman.
Yeah.
So the tasks is very similar, just like your desktop application. You just tap, it's going to show you like your past due, due task and upcoming. And then you can tap the little plus sign at the top to add a task for the future. So you can drop in that contact's name. What do you want to call the task? What is the task? And then put in the date, time, save, and add another if you want to.
Cool. So you can actually so let's look at how many clicks it says. You can use kvCORE as a to-do manager on your phone if you want to. So you open it up, click tasks, hit the plus sign, just like that. You're creating a task. And if you want to create a task for yourself, you could always just use your own. If you don't want to attach to a contact, but you have a general thing you need to do, you could do it like that.
Right. And there's a great question, someone asking, well, what if I get a call that's not scheduled, just an impromptu? I get an inbound random call direct to my cell number. How do I log it? So there are a couple of options here. So one, it depends on if this is an already existing contact, you can look them up in your smart CRM via desktop or app, and then add that inbound action of inbound call. This is what happened. This is what we talked about, and close that action. If it is an unknown entity, like it's a phone number you just got, maybe it's something that was rotated to you from your brokerage or something, you would have to physically add that phone number and that person's name as a manual add. And you can do that via your desktop or app, via your contacts, and then just adding someone in manually. And then, of course, once you get them added manually, you would go in, add your inbound note with the details and save it.
So how do I add a new contact, actually? Let's see. I haven't done this.
So within this, oh my goodness, mine's a little sticky as well.
Okay.
Sorry, every now my Moto G, my old Motorola doesn't get along so well sometimes.
Okay. But you can add contacts from here. I know you can. I actually remember having that issue in the past where it took me a minute to realize how to add a contact in the app. Let's see here.
There's a little plus sign.
Oh, right.
At the top right of contacts. But you have to be clicked on. So click on say like status or saved filters.
Yeah, it was. I had something
and then it
open.
shows up.
Yeah, I had something open and then it wasn't.
Yeah. So, but if you're on just my contacts, that little plus sign is not there.
Yeah.
But if you tap on status or saved filter, you can tap on the little plus sign and physically add in a contact right here.
Yeah, I had hit the plus button down at the bottom right, and
gotcha.
And I had to hit the cancel because it was trying to do a call or something.
Right.
So now when I hit it, I can enter.
Yep.
This should actually say add new contact instead of cancel. So
Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be good.
Yep.
I think another interesting aspect is if you click on saved filters, this reflects all of the saved filters you've saved on your desktop via your smart CRM. So
Yeah.
this is where you can actually go in and see, well, who's on these lists? You know, what do I have here?
Yeah.
So if you're using these filters, it kind of shows you a running commentary on what you have set up and how many people are in each like bucket of hashtags per se, or bucket of, you know, specific list you've created.
Yeah. Very cool. There's a ton you can do, and you can still access some of the main features of, so that's probably where you were going next.
The little hamburger at the top left is where you can tap into your lead engine, and you can create a squeeze page of multi-property, single property, seller, and market report, as well as our quick and simple CMA. And then last but not least, and always use the arrow at the top to go backwards. And at last, there's call capture, and this is where you can create a custom text code on the go.
Yeah, it's cool.
And yeah, and just remember the custom text code is something where even if you don't have your own smart number, or even if you do, that's great as well. But all of you can utilize and leverage that company, office, team smart number to create custom text code opportunities for yourselves. That's a really easy way to bring in contacts as well. I think we should probably touch a little bit on how to get help and support when you're in the app.
Sure.
If you go back to that main screen where you see a little hamburger at the top left, you can actually tap on help and support, and this is your chat via the app.
Cool.
So you can start a conversation with us here. Also, if you scroll down just a titch below new conversation, so go back just one screen, use your little arrow, yep. There's a little find your answer now. And this is the same thing that's available on desktop via chat. But like if it's 10:30 at night and you're like, I have got to know about a custom text code, or I've got to look at this thing about squeeze pages, just keyword search it. This is your golden ticket to our entire kvCORE wiki, all of our written articles and videos. So it gives you the ability to look at our entire database of articles here 24/7, 365. Also within this, if you scroll down a bit, is a all systems operational. So there's a status of the product itself and release notes. So we really try to make things transparent to you on how is the system performing, what's coming up, what has come out, how do I find this? And, you know, finally, if I really need to talk with tech support, you've got that chat right here. And then to close this out, you just tap the little X at the top right. Now, were you planning on looking at the open house one today?
Yeah, let's do it. I was thinking we would.
Yeah, the open house one's pretty groovy, and I know that things are probably a little, maybe still a little up in the air on open houses in some areas. However, they're probably going to start ramping up with like precautions in place, I would think.
Yeah. So basically, there's a lot you can do from the main kvCORE app, especially that dialer where you can put a filtered list together. We couldn't show that because of the app mirroring, but it's probably the most common kind of on your downtime. Just start going through lists of contacts, reaching out to them from wherever you happen to be, either texting them or emailing or calling direct from the app.
Yep. And even if you're taking a work day, but like a me time day, and you're like, oh, I should probably do something for 5 or 10 minutes. Just do a quick dialer list, create a quick squeeze page, get it out there, and enjoy the rest of your day with your family. You know, make sure that you're taking time for yourself anymore as well.
Yeah. So now in the open house, so from this app, this is the main kvCORE app, there's a separate app that you can get through the App Store, but this will link you straight there through there, right? If you go to the hamburger.
That might take you to Google Play.
Yeah.
To install it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you have it installed, you can just tap open.
Yeah. So
the neat thing about this app is you can also, like I have friends that actually use it on their iPads and they have it locked into a kiosk at an open house, and it's basically a sign-in. You can create an open house event via this app. So the first thing you would need is an MLS ID.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get one.
And we're going to grab one from our desktop connection.
Yep.
But the neat thing about this, what you'll see him show you, is you can choose specific questions for the app to ask. And then that app will feed those responses directly into kvCORE for you. It's also going to create a custom text code saying they were at an open house, and that will include the address of the property. So you're going to say, yes, I want to confirm this home. And then it's going to walk you through, like, what do I want to find out? What questions do I want to have displayed? And then it's going to ask you kind of about the listing information. And then you can create your own hashtags for the event as well. The PIN is ultra important because this is your security PIN. This means that once you have this PIN in, only you know it. And, you know, especially if it's a real hard one, like 11111, that's, whew. But you can actually create a specific code. So no one else is going to be able to access this information during the open house. Like if you step away from your phone or your kiosk, no one's going to break in and get this information. You've got a passcode protected system here. Then the system is going to walk you through a few things. It'll show you the sign up form. It'll have the image, the primary image of the property, plus your information and information about the house. Then it's going to ask for specific information, and they're going to put it in, and then they'll be registered as a new lead on your dashboard in moments. The cool thing about this is if you're in Wi-Fi range, this is going to go immediately into kvCORE for you, and you can kick off an open house smart campaign if you want to. Also, if you are out of a Wi-Fi range, the minute you get within Wi-Fi range, these will send over and land in your desktop. So, you know, it's a really great way of keeping all of this information organized and flowing. And you can also use our campaign for open houses within our kvCORE Smart Campaign library. Just bring a copy in, activate it, and then you'll have those responses ready to go. So it's a real succinct way of making sure you have all the information you need from them when they register, and then have it put right into your dashboard without another thought.
Okay, I'm not logged into my own kvCORE on the desktop, but I should be able to go back to the kvCORE app and see that lead in there, right?
Yes.
So let's go back. Now this was a separate app I was in.
So for those of who are watching, you went in and signed up as a new open house lead on the app just now as like a contact test. And then you're going to log into your kvCORE dashboard on the app or the desktop to see that lead.
Now there should be, I was going to go look for the home page of the app, the inbox, notifications.
I would think it would be in your smart CRM.
Yeah, I was trying to go straight to new leads, but again, the mirror is blocking me, but the lead will show up in here very short.
Yeah. I'm on like 99.9% positive it's the mirror.
Yeah. So
but yeah, that's what it'll show you. And then you'll have the ability, like Ryan, if you have your kvCORE desktop app open.
I do, just not my sign. I'm not signed in as me.
Can you go into like the smart CRM filter though? Do you know? Or not the smart CRM filter, but the marketing autopilot?
Yep.
Okay. So, I like that so much. Oh, that's great. So if you go into your manage your smart campaigns across that top column right there, within the kvCORE library, which is that middle section. Everyone, we're in the new UI right now. Some of you may have started with this, or some of you are segueing to it, but this is going to be the new look for everyone. You can actually grab a copy of that open house campaign just by clicking add to my library. And zippity-doo, it's going to grab a copy from our library and pop it into yours, so you can either use it as is, or edit it to your liking with specific templates or tasks or calls. Just make sure when you add it to your campaign library that you toggle it on if you want it to activate with any inbound open house leads.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I noticed. I'm noticing a lot of people will bring a copy of the Smart Campaign in, but they forget to toggle it on. So just always make sure, like, it's kind of like creating a landing page or a squeeze page. It's 2 steps. It's create the link, share the link. With a Smart Campaign, it's create the campaign, turn the campaign on.
Now, does it I assume it is automatically, is the app automatically setting the contact with the value open house for, so
yes.
You don't have to do any other steps. As long as the campaign is on, it's going to be connected to the app.
Yeah, the cool thing about the app is it'll always tag 2 tags. It'll always tag open house. It'll always tag the address of the property. So you can go in both ways to either open house or the address in your Smart CRM filter and save everyone for a particular open house, which is super handy, because what if you have a home that sells, right? And then it comes back on the market, you have a whole list of people you can send it back to. Or you have a similar listing come on within your office, or maybe it's your own or your team's, you have a whole list of people to send that to. So it's super handy to make sure you're saving those as potential resources to, pepper information to once in a while.
So here's my test open house lead that I just did.
Mm-hmm.
And as Annalisa said, it gave me open house with that hashtag and the date. Very cool.
Yep.
And it gave me the fields. It gave me the information in my notes. What they opted in as, and then my source. And we're looking at the old UI here, but my source was automatically set to open house, which is connected to that Smart Campaign. So very, very cool. And this is, I really like this as far as an admin. If you're the admin or you're the broker owner, your team leader, this allows you to go back later. You can go to business analytics and see who's really doing a great job of collecting names at open houses. And this would be something that, I don't know if any of you guys watching or fit this, are in this situation, but if you want to get your agents involved, maybe do a contest.
I was just about to say that too. Yeah, incentive.
Like who can get the most people to get signups at open houses in the next 3 months or next 2 months? So everybody will be fighting over doing the open houses, make it a really good prize. Maybe they get another 5% on their commission split or whatever you want to do. Something cool like that. Or you say, hey, if you can generate at least 10 new leads from open houses every month, and you did it in that current month, your commission split will be higher. Something like that.
Or maybe offer a property boost on their next listing or something.
Mike's saying they don't have open houses in California. One thing that I've advocated for, I need to check with the product team. I think it would be the sweetest of all sweet things if I could go in here. Let's go back to the open house app. If I can take this page that shows in the app, and just make it a landing page to get people to register. You know what I mean? To opt in to do like a video tour of the open house. Or something.
Do a virtual tour.
Yeah, but yeah,
I guess I'll get Xander on the horn.
It doesn't surprise me. California is probably gonna be one of the last states that comes back online.
Yeah,
right,
it's the same, I think, along the whole West Coast right now. I'm with you, Mike. We're in Washington, or I am.
Yeah.
But
you guys got
it's going to be different everywhere.
You guys got to come to the wild, wild west down here in the southeast of Florida.
Do I though?
We just party down. we're open for biz.
We're more laid back up to y'all. This is a real efficient way for you to manage your business and make sure you're capturing, content and having it go directly into your dashboard instead of thinking, who was that guy I talked to at 10 this morning that was like, what was his name? It's all going to be there for you. Yeah, really cool. I mean, we do not talk about this open house app functionality enough. And